Oh, God. You're wondering why I keep doing this in the office, and you'll be saying to yourself, Maree, why don't you just go back out into the shop? It's because I like them. Yeah, that's what it is. It's because I feel lonely out there without you. That's why it is. No, it's the reason I do it is because we now have the patterns out there, and every single time a coconut, I want to go out and do a diaries, there's someone out there browsing, and who be I to stop people from shopping? It's not what I'm about. Anyway, welcome. If you've not been here before, welcome to the Skeinz Diaries. This is episode 351. You're with Maree on it's September, which means it's spring in this part of the world. 2nd of September today, Monday. Yay. Oh, and it's so warm and it's lovely and it feels like spring and it's fabulous. And I even was driving around in the countryside yesterday and saw little spring lambs and everything. So it's, yes, quite joyous and very optimistic and just delightfully rather lovely. So welcome along. Sorry I'm late. Monday, mill meeting Monday. Hello, Fiona. How are you? So good morning and welcome along. Now, if you were eagle-eyed on Sunday and looking at social media or your email inbox, you would have seen it is Southland of September. We haven't done a Southland of September for ages. And we thought, right, we need to do one. I think we did one the year before last. Was it even the year before that? Who knows? But it's been a while because we did Naturals November last year. Anywho, Southland of September. You guys love Southlander. We love Southlander. So for the entire month of September, all Southlander, including the remaining Truly Myrtles, $6.95. It's as simple as that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, all 3 weights. Keep it simple, stupid. And we've got some really good stocks actually of our everyday. I think there's like only 1 or 2 lines across all the ranges that's out of stock, which is for us brilliant. And I've just gone and grabbed a little smattering. You know how I feel about a pink. I love me a good pink. We do have a little bit of this one. This is the Truly Myrtle. This is the Rebel. Pull out some. There we go. This is the Rebel, and of course my cat's called Rebel. If anyone follows my animals on Instagram, so I do love this. That just letting you know that that's going out at $6.95, and yeah, we've just got some really delicious colours. This is copper actually that we introduced last year, and of course our fantastic charcoal. And as you know, I have got loads of items in charcoal. The bulky, I have to say, has really taken off in the last few years. We're selling a ton of Southlander bulky, and it's brilliant. I mean, I did my chikers in this. It's just such a great yarn, and it's so fast to knit. Heather back in the day did a ranunculus, actually, in Southlander bulky, and it looked amazing. Dare I say it? If you know a certain favourite sweater, which I've done in Highlander Heather's, will look great in Southlander in either bulky or DK. Yeah, Delene, the copper is beautiful. I love the copper. It's a great colour, and it's good because isn't that it's warm. It is a true copper. It's lovely and warm, and you can play around and do some really fun colour work. I just grabbed these 3 at random, but there's some really fantastic options out there. So the Southlander is out there. I know many of you love it. There were some interesting questions actually, and I only just breezed through it on the speakeasy around the softness. So for people who were there for the first time wondering around the softness on Southlander, it's not merino. So I'm not going to lie to you, it's not merino. It is a little bit more rustic. However, I actually think, just feeling all of these, the current batches that we've all got through feel great. They really do feel very, very good. And one of the things that, and many of you, I know Barbara's here, and her and I were actually texting about this last night, it does soften with a wash. It softens with a wash. Especially, I use, we can't do our super soft anymore. Thank you, health and safety. We can't do our super soft anymore because it's repackaging it, and there's all these rules around repackaging, and I will not bore you with the details. However, I've just switched to, for me personally, I use fabric softener. Barbara was saying she uses hair conditioner. Either or, it softens beautifully with a soak in either of those, because Highlander Heather's is the same fibre base, and I've done recently a bit of stuff in the Highlander heathers and soaked, and it softens up with wash, it softens with more wear. I wear this against my skin, no problem. Now, again, I know not everybody can, but it doesn't often deserve the reputation that it sometimes gets, and I just love it. Southlander has been a firm favourite and has a big place in my heart, I have to definitely say. Are we going to have Mahana May? Delene says, I'd love to have Mahana May. The biggest problem we have with that is stock. Whenever Mahana is one of those ones that it comes, and then when it sells out, it takes us ages to get it back going again. Adele's asking suggestions, anyone, for a full play cardi or sweater? Oh yeah, there's a question. I haven't knitted in full play for ages. Yeah, that's a good question. There's a really good question. It depends on whether you want pieces or yoked, but I'm not going to talk about full play today. I'm actually going to talk about some heavier weights, because this morning I loaded up Rebel, Adele. Have a look at what Libby has got, because Rebel, I've knitted a Rebel cardigan, and you can actually alter the length on that. Nice little swing cardigan. It's great, actually. Really, really good one, and that was in full play. Really good. Anywho, I digress. Lisa Ruth Vintage Patterns. I showed you the Mohair. And I find it. There it is. Lots of you snapped that up. So that was the Mohair one, which we did the other day. I showed you that. Look at that. Oh, so cute. And we've got this little cardigan sitting on one of our models out the front there, and it's perfect for our new Whisper Mohair, which I talked about on Thursday. But I've now just finished loading the rest of them up that we have in stock, and the reason for that is so many of these are brilliant for Southlander, to use for Southlander. So if you haven't got anything already in your library and you're just sort of wanting to sort of get a bit inspired, a lot of these collections that Lisa did back in the day, mostly for Crucci, are actually perfect for Southlander, this being one of them. Look at that good bustier, beautiful classic V-neck sweater with stripes. You could do it with or without stripes. That is done in a 12 ply, I think. Yes, that's 16 stitch tension. So that Southlander bulky. Look at that. Perfect. So we've got that. That's now up and live on the website. Also in bulky is this classic number. If you want a classic Gansey, look at that, eh? Get in. Classic Gansey style, zigzag chevrons, rib bands, little split hem. I mean, these are absolutely timeless and classic. Again, that in oatmeal, south or silver. And actually, to even be fair, if you bought some of the Scotch must on special, that would be perfect for that too. Oh, mind you, it's in a DK. Oh yeah, but you could alter it. Easy enough to alter, but that's fabulous. This is my favourite. This is as classic as it gets, and this is what I love about it, because these things are totally timeless. They don't date. Look at that. So that one is a sweater and a cardigan. Now, these are they're simple to execute. They look difficult, but they're not. They're simple to execute, in pieces, drop shoulders. These are classic constructions. Absolute classic constructions. This again for bulky 12, so that would be perfect for Southlander bulky. That's available and up now. And this last one here originally was done for a yarn that was a 10 ply, but looking at the tension and the design, it will work with Southlander DK. So there it is there. And it's very difficult to see with the photographies, but it's so old. But it's got like a little textured moss diamond patterning on there, and this again, drop shoulder, classic construction, worked in pieces, perfect, absolutely perfect. So all of those leaflets from the Lisa F Vintage collection have now been loaded up onto the website. Just put Lisa F into your search and they should come up. So we have got those there as adult patterns, because I know a number of you like to have something that's classic knitted in pieces, simple, really straightforward. Now, the other thing I mentioned too last week was digging out those patterns, those Mohair patterns that we all knew that you had hidden away. And so many of you did. Was it you, Fiona? You pulled some out, posted them up. A number of you dug them all out. Cashmere, thoroughbred, Chevswell. There was a whole heap that got dusted off from those boxes and bags and old folders around the place, and it was brilliant. And it's the inspiration, right? It's the inspiration you can take from those. Some of them, a lot were intarsia. You don't have to do the intarsia. You can just look at the construction and actually work from there with the construction. So take the inspiration from those patterns. It's a really great thing to do and to hear, to play around with. So that is ideal. I haven't quite set for theme for Speakeasy. I will flick that out, just letting you know in the newsletter today. I haven't done that yet either. So look out for that. But I will also draw that for Sweet As and then put the new theme out. So that will be coming out very, very shortly. So that will be in the newsletter. I'll let you know that there because I haven't figured it out yet because I literally been in, Claire and I have just been on the go, walk through the door thus, so I just haven't had a chance to do that. Yeah, Delene's saying she remembers the kits from the mill. I think I remember the kits from the mill too. So the Whisper Mohair that I was talking about last week is I've been working away on it, on that vest that I knitted for Knit August Night. So you would have seen that. And here it is here. Oopsie. Here we go. I can't. Raylene, you're so good. Raylene's in Essex and she's moved from here to Essex. You've been there a while now, Raylene, and she often stays up for the yarny chats, bless her. But anyway, I didn't get a huge amount of knitting done, but I did get some, and of course I've got a smaller cable on it. But there it is there. So this is where I'm at. I've done my swing back. So you can see my swing back there. I changed actually how I did the short rows in this one compared to the last one. Much tidier on the short rows because, of course, last time the short rows ended up being a bit of an afterthought. So I changed those around. But I'm in what I call the plain sailing portion of this now. So I've done my shape. There you go. That's a better view of the shaped hem. Hold on, let's move this around that way. There we go. There's the halfway. So there you go. That's the shaping on the hem. So it's only a slight sway back. It's not a huge amount of distance, really. And as you can see, look at the fabric on that. Doesn't it look good? I'm really happy with that fabric. Really, really happy with that fabric. And it feels fantastic. Really feels fantastic. So that's progressing beautifully. Darlene was right. She said to me at Knit August Nights, I said, how did it feel to work with a knit? She said it felt really good. And I knitted so it did all start with a swatch. So that was the little bit of leftover that Darlene had from the cardigan she knitted. So I just swatched the little bit that was left. And it does. It feels great. It just feels so lovely. Absolutely delish. And the one that Del finished with us, because she literally finished it when she first arrived at Cannes and was sewing the sleeves in. So I took it and blocked it at home. Oh, the plushness of that fibre after a soak was amazing, because there is this very small there is a wool content in here, and we've done the wool content for two reasons. One is to stop a lot of this mohair traditionally, and you'll remember this, can be a bit of an escape artist, and what the wool does is it helps trap it in the wrap, because this is a wrap yarn, and because the wool is in there and it's a fine wool, fine micron wool, it just goes and it just bolts up a little bit and becomes very, very plush when it's been soaked, and so it feels fantastic. So whilst this feels absolutely freaking mint whilst it's on the needles, it's going to feel even better after it's had a soak. So I'm really looking forward to that. So where I'm just progressing now is I'm just going to work my way up the body. I'm not going to do any shaping. I'm going to do exactly what I did for the other vest, no other shaping in there, and then I'm just going to knit it as I knitted the other one, I'm writing better notes this time round to get that pattern written up, or to get some help to get someone, or Ethan, Ethan, in other words, to get it written up and graded for me. And then I can get that one released, because it's a nice, if someone has not knitted in the round before, this will be a really nice pattern to work in the round, because it is actually, you're working in a reasonable size circumference. It's lots of stocking stitch. It's not a difficult thing to do. The wraps and turns, I just literally do wraps and turns. I'm not even doing German short rows, because mohair, why do you need to? Because you're not going to see them. You don't see that wrap and turn, because it's mohair, it's fluffy, it hides a multitude of sins. So there's all those, all those fun elements, and it'll be good. It will be a bleep to frog if you make a mistake. Yeah, yes, it would, Margaret, but it's stocking stitch. To be, there's not a lot to mistake there, to be fair. And if you did make a mistake on something, like in terms of your numbers or your counting's a little bit out, I mean, like if you're a stitch or two out here and there, I mean, it's mohair, it's fluffy. You won't know. You just fudge it. Oh, I wouldn't be frogging. Why would you be frogging? I'd be fudging. Fudging, not frogging. It's what Maree says, not what Ethan says. It's what I say. Fudging, not frogging, particularly on something as forgiving as a mohair, because you're just never going to see it. You'll never know. The only person who will know is you. So I wouldn't panic. Honestly, I really wouldn't. What else to tell you? New website. That is progressing really well. I am super excited about it. In fact, it's being built, like for realsies being built, and we've seen concepts, and it's like happening. And Claire, you have no idea, because Claire and I have completely rebuilt it 2.5 years ago, and it never came to fruition, which is an entirely another story. So to have it being rebuilt again, but even being so much better than what we did all those years ago is, it's incredible. We've got the proper grown-up professionals to do it, not us. It's so exciting. So the bit of news that I have to let you know about that, and we will be telling you more about that across this month, because it'll be progressing across this month, is if you're somebody who signs into your account at the back of the website and you like to track back and see what orders you've had, and look up stuff and do all of that sort of thing, this is the time that you might want to take some records of those orders. So a good way to do that is using a snippy tool or a screenshot, if you want to keep the records, because we're moving not only front end, which is what you see on the front of the website, but the way websites are a bit like cars. So you've got the outside of the car, and the style of the car, and the color of the car, and then you've got the motor and the engine of the car, right? So we are not only having a whole new style and color of car, but brand new chassis and engine as well. And we're moving that whole migration over, and whilst we'll be able to take some of your details over, like your email address and your name, your sales history is one of the things that we're not going to migrate. So we're going to start from a clean slate. So that means if you want to keep any of that information, now is the time to start, sort of start screenshotting it or snipping it and keeping it. Now, as we go through the month, I'll probably do a video using, I'm not going to do it today because I need to map it out in my mind. I'll go through and show you how you can do that if you want to keep that information. To be brutally honest with you, unless you're somebody that uses that to track what you have in stash, I'm picking 99% of you really won't be bothered, to be brutally honest, but some of you may use it and you want to refer back to that. So just to be aware that that's what will happen. And you will need to, once we get the new website up and running, you'll probably have to re-sign in and create new credentials. So I think how it happens now is everyone gets assigned, like I think a temporary password, I think is how it works. And then you have to go in and reset your password and do all that kind of good stuff. But don't worry about that now. We will let you know that closer to the time. The beautiful thing about much of this is that there will be lots of old email addresses and lots of old logins that, lots of people, we can't change usernames with this current system, you will potentially be able to start afresh yourself. So I think that will be to do it. Yeah, Sue's saying she likes to track quantities of wool used on projects. Yeah, and that's why I mentioned it, so because there are a few people like you that use that. And so if you want to start sort of screenshotting those now and popping them into a little, like a photo folder, that's the easiest way I think of doing it, is just taking a screenshot or a snip. And as I said, I'll show you how to do that in another video, and then putting that into a folder to keep it. Then you've got just a record of that. But we just want to give you, I mean, we're hopefully, touch wood, we'll be going live in around 6 weeks. That's the plan at this stage. Well, that's what we're tracking to. So we've got another progress meeting this week. It's very exciting. So you have no idea how excited Claire and I are. And look, yes, will there be teething problems? Probably. There always is with new websites, but it'll be so much better, and hopefully it'll bed down so much better, and things will just work, and it'll be optimized for cell phones. All the things that you guys asked for. So do you? Oh, there we go. That's Suzanne. Stop it. Suzanne's saying, do you keep the confirmation emails from your online orders? That's the other way, isn't it, Suzanne? So if you're a person who's like me, digital hoarder, and you don't delete anything, that would be the way to track it as well. Goods. Oh, Batman. Keep you on. So there you go. Anywho, the suggestions that you guys gave me the other month when I asked for them, that's all been passed on to them as well. Some we can build into the integration, and a lot of the things that you asked for will be solved by what we call our tagging system, which we'll be getting set up. So yeah, there's a lot more functionality with the website. The whole goal is just to make everything that you do on the new website easier. That's the goal. So easier to find things, easier to purchase, easier to look stuff up, easier to compare, easier at sale time, easier. That's what we want. We want our lives to be easier. That's the plan, Stan. So there you go. That's me for the day. Hopefully I'll get a bit more progress done on that this week. And yes, Southlander. So as I said, keep an eye out. In the newsletter, I'm going to flick out these Lisa F's in there. I'll let you know what the new theme is. It's probably going to be Spring Fling or something similar to that. I'll just have a wee look on the file, and we'll go from there. But until then, I will talk to you guys again on Thursday. Enjoy your knitting and take care. Bye. Back of the head says goodbye too.